Hey, what's going on? In this video I'm actually installing my ARB Air Compressor for onboard air for when I want to air up after the beach, and I'm also installing my Roughcountry light bar. So far I figured out the wiring. I'm going to be tapping into illumination with the blue wire, and this is going to go to the ignition, and basically the air compressor and the light bar won't work unless the ignition is on, because you don't want it to accidentally be on when the car's off. I got the Rago fabrication light bar mount. I've never seen this light bar installed on it. Hoping it fits fine. What I did notice is when I'm about to run through the firewall, over here, the grommet actually has a little nub on top. I don't know if you can see it next to that little nub. You could pull that out, cut it out, and it offers you a way to just run it through there. I was going to use this tool I have, a punch through tool. I have this tool right here. I got two sizes, a smaller one and a larger one, and you could actually use this also to push through there and then put a cable through. It's pretty neat, but I don't think I'll need that since it already has the nub. And I'm not going to go over how to take all the bumper off, because a lot of people have done that plenty of times. There's videos on that. I just never saw the wiring set up, so it's pretty simple. The way I have it now is I got these Toyota the CH 4x4 switches, and all the wiring is described in the back where it needs to go. So I already soldered some stuff there to get it ready. I tied these two together because these are going to be sharing the illumination anyway, and the buttons are placed pretty close. So far I got the wiring all figured out. Most complicated part was probably the air compressor, because it had all this extra stuff in case you have air lockers. What else? I have some T-taps, so when I'm gonna use these to tap into the ignition and illumination once I figure those out. I'm going to be using a multimeter and grounding it out on a screw, and then trying to figure out which one of these wires here are ignition. And usually it's going to be either the green or the red, the thicker wires, because they run more voltage through there. So I think it's going to be one of those. I could just stick a probe it right there. So hopefully it's one of those wires. If it is, simple, I'll just tie it, put it there, run the switches up there, and then it'll be pretty much the switch part will be done. And then I just have to install the air compressor and the light bar physically, which is pretty simple. Got the light bar up here, switch. So I'll plug this in, doing it one-handed style. That's in, and plug that into this little blank spot. There we go. Light bar buttons in, and then next is the air compressor button. Go ahead and plug that in, insert it in, and there we go. Got the air compressor in. Nice. Alright, back with a little update. What I did was to get the illumination to work, I couldn't get the dimmer to work because I did have it working, but it would stay on after the car was off when I tried tapping into the middle solder pin on this one. So what I did was I tapped into the front window defroster for the windshield blades, and now it just turns on. It gets a 12-volt load. So I tapped into the green wire on the defroster, so it's the middle green wire. I basically just shoved it into the back of the pin and taped it in. So I didn't even have to T-tap it. I still have to T-tap this ignition on, the black. So the black is, it goes green, red, and then black, and black is what gets 12 volts when the ignition's on. So everything's coming out pretty smooth. Once this is done, I just gotta physically mount the light bar, and then it's all done. I'm gonna test it out once I'm done plugging this in and making sure the light bar works and everything, because all the switches look like they're functioning now. That won't light up until I plug that in. So, all right, let's hold the button here, and when I press it on, it's already full. So, turns out, just bleaching that out right now. Let's see what the PSI is. And then here is my hookup, right there, the hose. And once I start, it fills it up pretty quick. It's pretty sick. This thing's got a light too, with a battery on it. So it's at 36 psi. That's kind of high. I'm gonna lower it to 32. It's at 33.6. So it's so fast it goes. So it's pretty quick. Gets it up there.